We've got several important news stories to talk about today. I've got more information for you on that port change from Santorini to Crete on the beautiful Sun Princess Inaugural Cruise. Also, what's going on Royal Caribbean's World Cruise. I've got some updates from dining for you. I'm trying to make those reservations with Princess. And then finally, whose fault are some of these things, and really, when can you quit complaining about it? So a lot to talk about here today. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips, and today is Friday. It is January 5th of 2023, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel, will you please go ahead and hit that subscribe button? We'd love to have you with us, and if you appreciate these updates, would you please hit the thumbs up for us? That really helps, so thank you. Let's start at the top here with yesterday I told you all about the port change for our Sun Princess Inaugural Cruise. Princess is really doing what they are titling 3 inaugural cruises. So the very first one, though, the true inaugural, is going to sail on February 8th. And it's going from Barcelona to Rome. And one of the port stops, as I've told you, was going to be Santorini, which is now Crete. So if you're going to be on that sailing and Santorini is changed, you're going to want to go ahead and listen to my video if you've not been to Crete before. So don't miss that. Another really important thing is, like I said, we are leaving on February 8th. The next cruise is due to set sail on February 18th. So it will be interesting to see if there are any port changes on that as well. The important thing here to know, and I really appreciate our Let's Go family member who put this in a comment. When you go to the site for Santorini, it lists that that cable car maintenance is going to be going from December 1st of 2023 through February 29th of 2024. And to me, that's a really big deal. I would like to think that they would have received notice about that. Surely the Port Authority there would have let Princess know that that was going to happen. So I am not really sure if they were slow to take Santorini off the itinerary, because Santorini is a destination. It is one of the destinations that people want to go to in the Mediterranean, or perhaps if someone overlooked a change and should have caught that. So at any rate, it opens up this whole discussion that I think of an awful lot about when we book a cruise. Of course, a lot of times, some people book it for the itinerary, some people book it for the ship, a lot of people book it for both. And so just be ready for changes. I hate to say that, but just be ready and don't be surprised if things change from what you expect. It is in the passage contract that you agree to when you go on a cruise. Somebody also said that about some other changes the other day. It is. You acknowledge that you understand that you might be going to different ports. It's just harder when you go to a lot of different ports than you anticipated, or when your favorite gets taken off. But either way, we get to go. So I'm really excited to go, but just wanted to point that out to you. Another thing I want to let you know about is Royal Caribbean right now. They're sailing the World Cruise on the Serenade of the Seas. And it's really interesting to me how different cruises are sometimes picked up and followed so closely. Now, this World Cruise by Royal Caribbean has been long awaited. It is a magnificent world cruise. But interesting to me is it is getting a lot of coverage on TikTok. I personally don't do TikTok, but there are a lot of news outlets reporting how widely covered that cruise is on TikTok. So that's kind of fun. If you do TikTok, you might want to look for that. And in addition to that, they have had some really rough weather going from Rio de Janeiro down to Montevideo. So apparently they were having winds up to 60 miles an hour with a lot of rain. Here's the crazy thing that happened. Apparently, and I don't know if some drains were plugged along with this, nobody's reporting on that, but it kind of makes you wonder. They got so much wind and rain that all of this water ended up making it so that the cruise ship tilted. A lot of people who've been on a lot of cruises reported that tilted more than any ship that they have ever been on and had tilt before. Some people reported having a hard time standing up. It ended up putting water into elevator shafts, causing a whole lot of trouble. So that ship is now cleaning up from that mess. A lot of water. It's really interesting. The videos are not mine, so if any of you happen to be on that, please send me any video or picture that you've got and I'll share it with everyone. Just post it over on our Facebook group if you want to. but you could see ripples in water. There was that much wind and that much standing water, a lot of water on board Serenade of the Seas. Another quick update for you. Let's talk about dining on Princess. I know that since before Princess introduced their new app, you can make dining reservations, and I feel like it went a little bit more smoothly. I am hearing of a lot more people having trouble with their dining reservations on the new app. I have no idea if that's just the people that I hear from or if that is widespread. I think it's widespread because you see it in so many of the different Facebooks for different, not only Princess cruise ships, but for different sailings of Princess. And a lot of people email me as well. So I really appreciate your updates. One big thing that we are noticing is that the dining reservations that you are making for the different, especially in the main dining rooms, you can make it can show up different in your app than what you made. Sometimes you're going to get an email saying that your reservation has been changed, and sometimes they'll change the venue, they'll change the time that you're dining, and they'll change how many people are seated at your table. I hear of a lot of private tables being changed to shared tables, and occasionally it gets changed back. So why am I telling you this? Number one, so that you know that it is a lot of trouble. The second thing, keep an eye on your dining reservations. If it really matters to you what time you eat, keep a really close eye on the reservations that you make. If you're someone that likes to dine early, be ready to be at that main dining room. If I wanted to eat right at 5 o'clock, I would be in line by 4:45 just to make sure that I got that early dining time, so that if I had a dietary restriction that I needed to eat that early, or if I wanted to go to the show and be done in time, the first show, I would definitely be there early. And so just be aware as you go to do this that that's how it's working. Another thing that we're having trouble with for a little while, if you had the Premier package, which gives you 2 specialty dinings during the course of your cruise, they had worked it out for a small window of time that you could book it and it would use those benefits so that you wouldn't have to pay for it, then go to customer service and say, I have the package, reverse the charges and all of that. It worked for a small window. It's not working in the new app. As of yesterday, I asked if they had any idea when that was going to be working, and they don't yet. So just do your best. Just do your best is what I'm telling you. And I noticed that for our Discovery Princess sailing, that 360 dining experience that of course we paid for when we booked it is still sitting there just fine. So I'm still looking forward to dinner on that night, at that time, in that place. But let me know your experiences below. If you found any workarounds, would you please let us know that as well? I have also tried calling Princess for people that have that Premier package booked. They will not book the specialty dining and apply that Premier dining credit to it. They make you pay for it on the phone, and you're going to have to work it out when you're on board. I am really hoping we'll see some big changes with that soon, but just want to let you know you're not alone if that's what you're experiencing. Alrighty, now this last thing that we need to talk about here is really important, so I want everybody to stick with me through it because I want to hear what you think, and so that you also have your eyes wide open when you go on a cruise. And this story that I'm going to tell you here is something that's really happening right now, but it also could apply to other things when you go on a cruise. So first of all, remember a couple of weeks ago, it was maybe like a week or two before Christmas, we had that really big storm in the Caribbean, and then it went up the eastern seaboard. So all along the coast, there was so much rain, there was wind associated with it. Well, in the port of Charleston, right where the Port Authority parking is, right by the cruise port there, they received a lot of rain. Apparently they got 4 inches of rain in a very short period of time there. And then they're also they're at sea level, they're right next to the port. So there was a lot of salt water with the wind and the waves that came in. All of these people arrived back from their Carnival cruise and their cars wouldn't start because of that much water. Now, a lot of people have they've jumped through the hoops. The Port Authority there in Charleston has refunded people their parking fees, and they are providing the paperwork that people need to supply to the insurance companies, whoever their car insurer is, so that they can file the claim since their car is basically they're all totaled is what it sounds like. Now, when you park there, first of all, it does say park at your own risk, and I think we are all really used to that. when we park in public parking places, or, you know, whoever they're owned by, it always says park at your own risk, and reminds everyone to, like, you know, the things of don't leave your valuables in plain sight, all of that. So we're really used to that. The other thing I think of when a lot of places that we park is we just pay to park there. Sometimes you have to give your license plate number, but you don't have to give your home address, your email, all of this other information. I've never had to give that when we park before. There's a place we always park by the Salt Lake Airport every time we go somewhere. It's called the Parking Spot, and they do a great job, but we just have to pay for it. We have to tell them the dates that we want to park and pay for it. So anyway, there is a couple that was part of that cruise that came back and their car was totaled. And they are not very happy that Carnival didn't call them and tell them before they got off the ship, call them, email them, whatever. They're really not happy that Carnival did not tell them that this happened to their car. That's number one. The second thing is they think, well, why did the Port Authority not tell us? They are upset because nobody told them what had happened in that parking lot before they got back to the ship there to know what was going on. And so they are filing a claim right now against Carnival Corporation. And the interesting thing to me with this is they're going to get they're filing their claim with their car insurance. Like I said, the Port Authority is working with everyone there. They didn't have to refund those parking fees. People parked their car there. The other thing that really stands out to me about this claim is, quote, the lady said, passengers leaving on Carnival are forced, the word forced, to park in one of the Port Authority parking lots. And I have to say, I don't usually give my opinion here too terribly much, but I'm going to disagree with that today. You can park your car wherever you want. And knowing that something is at sea level, I always think of sea level. It's because I don't live at sea level. I live at like 4,600 feet is the altitude close to what we live at. And so I always think of what's going to happen at sea level. That's probably the crazy side of me. The other thing is you can park anywhere you want. You are not forced to park your car in the Port Authority parking lot. It's a convenience. They have that parking lot there for people who are going to go on a cruise, as well as anybody that wants to park for something else there. And so the fact that you parked there was your own choice, and wanted to throw that out there. And I'm going to see if I see anything come in about this, because I think that people are just wanting more money. Sometimes really inconvenient things happen. Sometimes things happen that end up costing us money. I don't know if everybody is going to get back as much money for their car as they want. That's between them and their insurance company. But to say that it's Carnival's fault that it flooded there and that nobody notified them of that before they returned, I think is a little bit far-reaching. So let me know what do you think about that in the comments, and where do you park? I think this opens up a really good conversation. What do you think about when you choose where you're going to park before you go on a cruise? Where we live, we don't really have that luxury. The closest place that we would probably park is if we parked in Los Angeles to go on a cruise there, but we usually always fly because then we have more time for fun. So just let me know what you're all thinking about. I'm looking forward to reading your comments. Let me know how your dining's going. I would love to hear from you about the cruise that you're on right now. Let me know how everything is going, and I'll see you here again tomorrow. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.